I would like to begin my talk with a question. What if the classrooms we walk into every day are preparing children for a world that no longer exists? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and the august gathering present here. I, Saswati Kundu, am here to speak on a topic. Yes, few caught me right. Reimagining the classroom, from teaching to awakening minds. Now, is it just enough to teach? Or must we urgently awaken minds? Is the question that arises in our mind. When we enter into our classroom, we just have so many questions lurking in our mind. Okay? But neuroscience, the recent study in neuroscience says, learning happens by doing, by reimagining things, by committing errors, and so much and so that. So now again, a question arises. So what should we do? Should we just teach? When AI is there, when other forms of technology is there, what should we really do? Now, when children are being connected through neurotechnology, when children are connected through AI, children are connected through climate disruption and global discourse. Yes, you are imagining in the right path. Now, this topic on which I'm going to talk today, reimagining the classroom from teaching to awakening minds, is not just a topic that is trending, but it's transforming the entire educational discourse globally. Now, let me take you through a classroom where we step into every day. A classroom where when you will enter, you will find there are desks, there are chairs which are being arranged just like assembly lines. Smart boards pretty well there with beautiful infrastructure in most of the schools. But how are they used? They're mostly used as blackboards. There are teachers who are coming into the class, stepping into the classroom and dealing with children, say about 40, and spending 40 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes talking on a topic. And children are listening. Okay? And then we find that there are so many other things happening. But is proper awakening taking place? Now my question is, are we photocopying the old methods into a new world? What were we actually doing? Because awakening begins the moment learning gains meaning. And that meaning, we the teachers, with the facilitators rather on the other hand are there to explore on that, how to arise that awakening in our children. Swami Vivekananda says, awake, arise, and stop not until the goal is reached. The world has changed, but have we? Now, are we preparing our children for life or just for a question paper? Say for a class 12, a 12-year-old boy, once I gave a question to them to write a story as a homework, okay? The homework was pretty good. It looked fabulous, okay? Well-structured story with a title and 3-4 paragraphs with dialogues and everything. And when I came into the staff room and I was talking to a maths teacher, he said, oh wow, how beautifully an algebraic equation was solved. No wrong in that they are taking the help of the advanced technology. No, nothing wrong. Because see, we have to evolve. We have to evolve with each day, with each minute, and so are we doing. So what's wrong in that? Nothing wrong. Now, when all these things are falling or taking the right shape, now the question is, why to depend on those age-old ideas? Why should we actually do all this? Now, the question arises that every day we are telling them, evolve, learn. What should they actually learn? We have to, as facilitators, prepare them for life, and there the awakening takes place. Because, and potentially speaking, this is not a learning gap. This is what is taking place this day is a relevance gap. Now, from information to imagination. I remember when I was a child and I was in C section, okay? My school had section till G and I was in C. And my best friend was in section B. Now in my class, a teacher stepped in, a science teacher, and she told us to memorize water cycle. I still remember this example. It's though anecdotal in form. And in the other class, in my bestie's class, it was told, a question was being thrown by the teacher. Interesting one. If clouds had memories, what would they remember? See, in both the cases, learning did take place. Whether in the form of memorization or something else, I don't know, but learning took place. While in the first case also, the child was able to recite what a water cycle exactly is and would be able to write down in the paper. And in the other section, learning did take place in the true sense, from information to imagination, where actually content took the wings of poesy to fly, to imagine, to reimagine. And that's what awakening is. What matters is not content every time. Content delivery to consciousness expansion is the need of the hour. And we must all, I feel, must reimagine the way education must move on in this 21st century. Now, we are all threatened. My husband, being in IT, once told me, now you are gone. There is something called AI. I was pretty nervous. I'm not a techie that well. Now, but my friend, and again, I read books, and through turning through certain pages, I understood, no, everybody cannot take my place. I am a human being with flesh, a lot of flesh, and blood, okay? I'm a silent mentor. I am the one who awakens so many souls every day. I do not have one child. I'm not blessed with one child. I'm blessed with millions. And I am there as a silent mentor to mentor so many mentees. So many lives are dependent on me. There is a teacher. I am a teacher. I'm a human being. I am there to awaken humanity. What is my role? My role is to create children who would have 3 E's in them. Be empathetic, be energetic, be ecologically so balanced, and be emotional as well. Now, learning through life, because see now learning through life doings, through the doings of life is very important, because now in the present world scenario, the global discourse is such that we are moving towards, education is moving towards experiential ecosystems. Let's take an example of Finland. You know, Finland, these days, they're working on real-world projects through real-world problems. Come to Singapore. Singapore, they're given their children, my niece is in Singapore, and they have been given a project on productive failure. Now, when they are doing a project on productive failure, they mean to say, learn through failing, learn and do through trials and tribulations. There's nothing wrong in failing. Take, for example, India. We are working under NEP, where it is said that, so much so that we have to work through experiential learning, multidisciplinary projects, interdisciplinary projects, art-integrated projects. So much so that our admit cards for classes 10 and 12 cannot be downloaded once we do not put the credentials, we do not put the marks and the grades onto the Kala Setu portal. See to which way the world is moving. Now, again, Japan. They, to portray the form of dignity of labor, they never call the didis, the ground staff, to clean the table, provided there are tidbits of bread on the table. The children themselves clean it. Whenever there are tidbits lying on the floor, they themselves clean it. Okay? So, if so much is happening everywhere, in every nook and corner of the world, don't we have the courage to reimagine our own? The next question that arises is that, what is the value of a brilliant mind without a compassionate heart? Because see, now children, I see, they wrote books within minutes. They are decoding so many things, building gaming apps, okay? Then business, business apps within a week, which I cannot even imagine. Now, so then what is my role as a teacher, as a facilitator? My role, I feel, is to create ethical human beings, ethical learners, empathetic learners, art-conscious learners, the ones who know how to disagree in a graceful manner. They know how to debate in a graceful manner. They know how to actually celebrate the differences, celebrate the victories, as well as accept the failures. We, as a teacher, I feel we are more an awakener than an instructor. Why? Because we follow the 3 Ps. We, the teachers, the facilitators who have the guts to reimagine the classroom, bring a transformation in the society, have 3 Ps to follow in our life. Presence, number 2, perspective, number 3, power. Having been working right away since 4 a.m. in the morning till 12 a.m. at night, we are still the teachers who come with fresh, energetic minds to wish a very good morning, my dear children. Sometimes I fall back and just think, am I the same girl who used to lie on my mother's lap? And the same lady and the wife and the teacher and the mother? Such transformation is required amongst all of us. Say, for example, once you come and tell a child in the class, you matter, your ideas matter. See, the dormant flame in them gets awakened in such a manner, they will never forget you in life. I had been listening to one of the learners, a young learner who spoke in the first half, that there was a fear. She used to shiver speaking. And today she, on the TEDx platform, spoke so really well that it motivated so many other learners. Can we actually visualize a future classroom, having said so much? But there are circular desks where a class begins not with an answer or knowledge, but with a question, with curiosity humming in every mind, where let AI handle the routines, let teachers handle the remarkable ones. Let a time come when art would meet science, when emotions would meet intelligence. Can't we, standing on this 21st century, imagine and reimagine such a scenario? I'd like to end my talk with a question. If children are the future, why teach them in the past? Because every time we say, children, you are the torch bearers of tomorrow. You are the ones who are going to bring the transformation. So, let us, as facilitators, as the conscious citizens of this country, begin with this small thing, that let them live today in the present and give them all novelties that they aspire for. Because education is not only the feeling of a vessel, it's a kindling of a flame. And once a mind awakens, it never goes back to sleep. Thank you so much.